Let me ask you a question, and you give me your opinion down below. Should you show off or should you be humble? Which one is better? I'm pretty sure some of you, to be on the safer side, will say, nah, it should be a balance of both. Okay, I'll give you a bit more specific examples, and then you tell me which one is better. The first example I'll give you is me, my own example. Now, 10 years, exactly 10 years ago, when I didn't have any money, I was literally on the streets of Mumbai, wrongly sent off from Dubai, like they say, deported. And I was on the streets, no money for food, no money for buying even a cup of tea, no place to stay. I was literally homeless. I was living on the favors of others. Okay. And obviously, I can't show off on social media. I can't brag about anything. And when you don't have anything in place, obviously, you can't share any worthwhile content. And that time, my YouTube channel was also had not started. Means in the sense it was there, but there's nothing worthwhile. That's why if you search my olden videos, you'll still see me in my olden days. That is, 10, 11 years ago, whatever. Okay. So now, it's a known fact when you don't have any money, when you have no use to anyone, and you don't have any success, no track record, no career. I mean, who the hell wants to get to know you? Just go and walk outside on the streets. You'll see some people on the road. Who wants to get to know them? How many of you want to spend time with your building watchman or security guard or driver? Wouldn't you rather hang with a CEO of a company, a guy who drives very expensive car, a person who can be of benefit to you, your boss, your manager, owner of the company? Let's say a very successful movie star says, hey, are you free? Want to hang out? Who wouldn't say yes? To successful businessmen, CEO, celebrity stars, or maybe someone in your family who can really help your career. So if you're a nothing and nobody wants to know you. I'm sure you'll agree with me on that. Okay. So then, shouldn't you show off? If you show off, at least you'll have people coming after you, right? For example, you go to Instagram, go to Facebook, go to YouTube. How many of those so-called influencers show expensive holidays and exotic locations, expensive cars and big houses and a lot of bling, and they'll pose, they'll sit next to their expensive car and they'll take a photo. How many of them show money in their hands? How many celebrities, when they go to the red carpet, they'll wear big jewelry, hot girls, they'll show the perfect body, only covering maybe their nipples or their opening in between their legs. Guys will show, and this and that, and expensive dress. Yeah. Maybe the dress is Christian Dior, she has designed it, or some big brand, or okay. So now that's the extreme other end. Like for example, today I have a YouTube channel. I provide great content for some people. People follow me, they respect me. They see, oh, he has a stable family life. Good. He earns, maybe he's not a millionaire, but he earns enough. I would like to achieve that. Oh, he lives in a beautiful place where he can make videos, relax. I would like that. So yeah, in some people's eyes, I'm successful. So now which one is good? I had this question that was asked to me by my client. I gave him an example to give him a perspective. In Dubai, this example I've spoken about before. In Dubai, there is this chain of supermarkets. Like you have Carrefour, and there's one kind of a very popular local brand. It's called Safir Supermarket. It used to be opposite my house in Kanatal Kasbah area, Sharjah, where I used to stay near the signal. Down the building, Safir Hypermarket, a multi-story building. There I used to go to buy, groceries, and they used to have a, like Arabic barbecue section. Next to the Arabic barbecue section at the end was where they would cut fish, fresh fish. My guy used to be there normally, a young man, Muslim, Indian Keralite. I used to always take the fish from him. And once in a while I used to give him a juice or something, just as courtesy. Because he's nice to me, he cuts the fish properly and gives me a good missing catch. One day when I came there, he was there and an old man was there. New staff, okay. And he was wearing the coverall, with the black gloves and all that. And yes sir, he, very humble. So I said, oh, new staff, okay. So I told him what fish I wanted and I told him, give me that particular fish. And he said, okay sir. Sir, how do you want it? And I told him how I wanted it. Later on, the young Kerala, I think he had his break, he went away. And this man was alone there. So when I bought the juice, he was not there. So I gave the juice and zinc for him. And given how skinny he was, I gave him some chips, went and bought. He said, thank you, sir, thank you. Okay. And after he finished cleaning everything, by the time that guy had come back, it may be gone to his toilet or whatever. And as he was putting on his apron and his gloves, I gave this old man $10 as a tip, 10 dirhams. I said, good job. And I gave him a little extra. Normally I would give 5. Gave him 10 because, poor guy, he is poor and old and who knows, he has a family. Thank you, sir, thank you. Okay. And I said, bye. And that young man, I said, bye. I went. After a few days, came back again for shopping. Went to the same place. And this time the old man was not there. The young man was there. So I told him, hey, how are you? Fish and this and that. And finally, told him what I wanted. Then he just asked me, I asked him, like, where's your other staff? He's saying he's not come. Okay. So then he asked me, I want to ask you something. He said, yeah. You gave that man $10. Why? He asked me. I told him, hey, poor man, no? He's a poor man, he's an old man, he has nothing. That guy started to laugh. I wondered, why is he laughing? He said, who is that man? I said, no, he said, he's the owner of this fish stall. So I was like, owner of this small little outlet in a supermarket, what's a big deal? He still must be poor. I said, yeah, but he's owner of this small, place where they sell fish. Still is poor. He said, no, you don't know. He's saying he doesn't own only this. He is the fish supplier for all the supermarkets of Safir. Not only Safir, he does many other supermarkets. So I was like, oh, okay. So he not only does it all. And then he added, he also supplies back home in India. He has a business. And he is into a bit of import-export also. So there I started to calculate the numbers. Okay, he doesn't have one outlet. He has multiple outlets. He doesn't have one only in UAE. He has in India also. And then he further added, he has in the Middle East also, but I don't know how many are there. I was like, okay. And then finally hit the nail on the head and said, he's worth multi-millions. So I said, how do you know he's worth multi-millions? He says, he got me from Kerala. He employed me here. He has a fleet of Rolls Royce. He has a lot of money. In fact, in the village, he helps people with land and this and that. And I was like, oh. And he even told me politicians come to him to meet him to get donations. So I said, what is his name? Let me check on Facebook. And that time Facebook was very popular. He said, no, he doesn't have anything on Facebook, nothing. He's saying his children study abroad, but they don't have any Facebook, nothing. So then I just thought to myself, shit, my $10 went to waste. Then I obviously asked him, like, but he doesn't show off. Saying, no, he doesn't like to show off. He doesn't tell anyone that his owner. Sometimes you'll see him cleaning the fish, doing work. He's always working. For me, that was like, imagine I has to come to the supermarket showing off like a big guy. Here is a multi-billionaire or millionaire, but not showing off. So now, am I trying to tell you you should be humble, not show off at all? See, that depends. Like I tell people, it depends from person to person, situation to situation, and depending on what your strategy is for a particular target or goal. Let's say you want to network with successful business people and you're going to a conference or seminar, you go there dressed up like a simple beggar. You know, people look, who the fuck is this guy? Like I used to go in my jeans and just a shirt into events and all that. Nobody wanted to say hi to me, a tattooed guy who looks like a freak and all that. But then when they saw me that I was hanging with my client, who's a multimillionaire, they're like, oh, wow, must be a big guy. Now over there, I had a strategy in place, I had a purpose. But then if you would see me otherwise, if for example today, so many people here in where I stay, they look at me without a shirt, they look at me dressed up like this. They seriously think I'm some poor man who's living on government allowance. In fact, my wife, many people seriously in the fish market, all that, they think she's poor. But now obviously, because they see that she buys everyday good food, they realize maybe she's not that poor. In fact, when I gifted my wife gold and all that, she was like, oh, one day I want to show in my village when we go there all the gold. I said, no, I don't want that because you have not earned it by yourself. I gifted it to you. And today, if you start showing other people, they'll start asking you money. You'll put yourself in danger. Someone can come and rob at, knife point and gun point or whatever. I said, I don't want unwanted complications. We even have a baby. Baby can be in danger. So I'm not trying to say that, I'm extremely rich. Neither am I saying that, you don't have any gold and all that. You're not being humble. No. I'm focusing on the question, should you show off or should you not? The answer is very simple. Use common sense, have a strategy, know whom to show off with, how much to show off, and, be real about it. Don't deceive people. Don't try to fool people. Don't try to, what do I mean by deceive people? Like having an Instagram or Facebook photograph where you Photoshop your appearance so much that when, on Tinder and marriage websites, they make their skin so smooth, no pimples, glow, light, slim. But when you meet them in real life, full pimples and fat and oily face and looks ugly, you're like, what the fuck? Even the eyes, there are apps to make your eyes bigger. That is misleading people. And that will come and bite you in the ass. Or you see people, they show such a perfect married life, the husband and wife holding hands, children. You'll think, what a perfect married life. But when you ask people who know them, they can't stand each other. Now, I'm not saying put the reality out there and say that, I can't stand my wife. Common sense. So in answer to your question, should you show off and should you not? The best answer I can give you is, it's better not to show off on superficial things. Or rather, show things that add value. Like, for example, I'm sharing content. You can say this is showing off the content, but it is to help people. Instead of showing, big cars and a big house. How does that impress anyone? It only brings fake people. Okay, you show off your six-pack abs. Great. But then give content also there, no? Tell them how to achieve that. That is sense. Simply showing your six-pack abs and flexing and walking and that's stupid. That's empty. See, bottom line, I'll tell you this much. If people assume or they know that you don't have any money, you're not rich, you're not successful, you're not happening, nobody wants to deal with you. But if you show a lot of money and fame and success, and everyone will want to kiss your ass. And this is the sad issue or the reality on social media nowadays. People show, they have this new generation. What? Fake it till you make it. But I'll tell you, the day people come to know who you really are, then that'll destroy your reputation. Better than that, underplay it, use your common sense, and know how to play your cards right, and have a strategy. That's what I would recommend, and that's what I told my client. Use common sense, use discretion, know when, where, how, and work accordingly. That is called being smart. Not showing off simply for the sake of showing. Anyway, good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right. This is me signing off. Totally. Chill.